Only 4 teams remain and one of them will end the year with premiership glory. I'm Paul Jodka, joined by Anthony Seibold for the Game Plan, and today we are going to look at the Panthers Souths matchup in depth. Seibs, let's start with the visitors in the Rabbitohs. Their big improvement in the game over the past few weeks has been their defence. What's one thing in particular that you've noticed in the improvement?
Yeah, one thing in particular is their right-hand side edge defence. In particular, it's improved in recent weeks. And I want to point out Lachlan Ilias, the right halfback for the South Sydney Rabbitohs team. And in this particular example, you can see that there's 2 players in the sin bin for the Rabbitohs. So there would normally be a winger outside Campbell Graham here on the right-hand side of the field. But in any case, where Lachlan Ilias is positioned, what he does, or what he gets at him, is a lot of edge back rowers. So big bodies running at his inside shoulder in particular. And he's improved his defence enormously throughout the season. So you'll see Angus Crichton, who is one of the best edge back rowers in the game, particularly when he runs effective line to the Roosters team on that left-hand side for them. He comes onto the ball from Sam Walker there, and you can see Lachlan Ilias, he stays square, which is what I like about his movements in this particular play. Stays square on his inside shoulder, which is his left-hand side shoulder there, makes contact with Angus Crichton. A little bit of help there from Clonmatungi, and Angus Crichton comes up with an error. So really good defensive principles there by staying square, and really good contact or step into contact there from Lachlan Ilias. So another example from the weekend's game. So again, if we point out where Lachlan is, he's there on the right-hand side, inside Campbell Graham, and they've got a great combination working on the right-hand side of the field. Now, you'll see Wade Graham in the number 12 jersey, what his job is to get at the inside shoulder there of Lachlan Ilias. So, Matt Moreland can either play out the back to the left-hand side edge attack from the Cronulla Sharks, or hit Wade Graham short. So again, have a look at Lachlan Ilias' movement, staying square. Love this about him defensively. Stays nice and square, steps into contact on his inside shoulder, good contact, again, forces the error from Wade Graham. So 2 of the best line runners in the competition in Wade Graham and Angus Crichton. He does a really good job by staying square. This is the other area that they've improved. So we spoke about the right-hand side, edge defence improving over the year. Also their try line defence has improved. And if we have a look at the play here, this time there's some really big bodies. So you'll see Hemling Ueli there for the Sharks team. You'll see Wade Graham for the Sharks team. And there's plenty of numbers out the back of shape. There's Nico Hines, there's Will Kennedy, and so on. So some really big numbers going at the right-hand side edge defence. So again, have a look at the positioning of these 3 defenders here for the Rabbitohs. All nice and square, all get off the line and put some grass behind them. And I think it's really good defensive shape from the Bunnies here. You'll see there's the outline by Hemling Ueli. Campbell Graham's in great positioning. All 3 of these defenders are in really good positioning on the right edge there for the Bunnies, and they make the tackle. So Lachlan Ilias, Campbell Graham, they've certainly added some defensive punch to that right edge as the season's gone on. It's been a really big improvement in their game.
All right, if Penrith can't go through them, they may have to go over them. And with Nathan Cleary's kicking game, that is definitely an option for his dad and coach Ivan to game plan for.
Yeah, certainly. Nathan Cleary, one of the best kicking games in the competition, if not the best. Now, we saw a few weeks ago against the Parramatta Eels, Wonga Blake had a really tough night. There was some aerial bombs from Nathan Cleary that were really hard to handle. So one of the things you'll see from teams, they'll put 2 in the backfield. So you've got Clint Gutherson and Wonga Blake in the backfield. So there's plenty of space for Nathan Cleary to kick. So you've got all this space in here that he can aim at, or the other side of Wonga Blake. And these aerial contests, they go high. So that's a massive, massive kick. And what happens is Parramatta don't actually escort that drop zone. So we call this the drop zone, in and around where the ball's going to land. And you can see there's 2 Penrith Panthers getting through on the kick chase or the kick sprint. So they're putting Wonga Blake under pressure straight away. Because of the height of the ball, the Penrith Panthers are pressuring there. They get the ball back from that kick and they go on and get a reward off the back of that. So really effective kicking game from Nathan Cleary. And you feel very isolated in the backfield. When you've only got 2 back there marking all that territory, it's really challenging for those guys trying to catch the ball. All right, so this is the other thing tactically that I love about the Penrith Panthers. They're always trying to find ways to get rewards of their tactical kicks. So the first person I want to point out is Clint Gutherson. So there's the fullback for the Parramatta Eels. He's on their short side. The next person I want to point out is Nathan Cleary. Nathan Cleary's all the way over there on the left-hand side of the field for the Panthers. And the last person to point out is Dylan Edwards, the number 1 and fullback for the Panthers. So they're the 3 keys in this picture. So the first thing is this. You'll see the Penrith Panthers shift the ball through Yeo to Cleary on the left-hand side of the field. And just have a look at what that does with regards to the movements of Clint Gutherson. So I'll let this play through. There's the ball to Nathan Cleary. And what it does, Gutherson comes back into the screen here in a moment. What it does, it moves Gutherson to his right-hand side of the field. So I'm going to show this from another angle. You'll see Dylan Edwards go through and score the try. But this is fantastic play by the Penrith Panthers. So again, there's Clint Gutherson, the fullback. And what happens is, when the ball goes all the way over here to Yeo and to Cleary, he goes to his right-hand side of the field. And what it does, it opens up some spaces for the Panthers to play through. So it allows Nathan Cleary to kick through the space, but also Dylan Edwards to get through the space unchallenged or uninhibited in getting through to get the ball. The idea of dragging Gutherson sideways is now it becomes a foot race. And because he's had to go to his right-hand side, stop, change and get back to his left-hand side, it gives Dylan Edwards that opportunity to get through and get the full pointer. So great tactical kicking from Nathan Cleary. He's going to ask some questions of the back three for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, but that's fantastic game planning from the coaching staff of the Panthers.
Brilliantly done by the coaching staff. Great execution by the players. That's why they're defending premiers. It is the grand final rematch. It doesn't get much better for a preliminary final. Thanks, Siebes. Tickets for this one, they're selling fast. If you want to head to this game or any over the weekend, then simply go to nrl.com/tickets. If you can't get to the games, you can still watch it on Channel 9, Foxtel, Sky New Zealand or Kayo.